was just going to ask about the spin-off. Are you guys anticipating maybe crossovers down the road? Would you like to do that?
Yeah, I hope to God to do it. We obviously are buddies with all the crossover gangs up here. And I think it's funny to hear him talk about the dads on a hunting trip. It actually gave me chills to hear, because I was like, I remember reading that in the pilot. And Jared didn't know anything about Sam or hunting or whatever, but they wanted Sam to know. So remember, they had to correct me a few times, be like, hey, this isn't a big surprise to you. Like, your dad hunts, blah, blah, blah. Like, it's not like, he did what? Like, remember, this is your life too. Like, okay, cool. And now that it's fleshed out, I've kind of become a fan of Supernatural. And as a fan of Supernatural, I would love to help it keep going with the Wayward Sisters and vice versa, and have them come back to our show.
There's a reason that that this is hinging around them, and because they were their favorite characters on the show. I know their favorite
guests
of ours, and when they get to come on the show, it's really fun for us. So in order to kind of keep that alive and keep those family ties alive, I would absolutely encourage those crossovers.
And this is a really neat family that we're all a part of, but that he and I specifically get to be a part of, because we're friends with these women outside of set. We do conventions and we see them on weekends in different cities, and their loved ones and their friends, and so we know each other. It feels like they have been on the show for a lot longer than they have, even though we've done like 3 episodes with one and 1 episode, whatever it is. It's like, but I've seen you a dozen times in a dozen situations. So
it's this community that's been together for well over a decade now, and it's all, everybody's really excited to kind of be a part of this. And I think if we can if we can certainly help them kind of get their foothold, then absolutely.
No. And I don't want to spend the rest of my life acting, but I would happily guest star on their show.
You are a part of the show's new attempted spin-off.
Yes,
really exciting.
the pilot, yeah.
It's all female-led.
Yes.
So what does that add to the Supernatural universe?
You know what? I think it's part of what's growing in media right now, is having women storytelling and telling things from their point of view. And I think in general in life, it's something that I certainly was really looking forward to and am excited about, to tell a story from women's point of view and from Donna's point of view. And I think that what it's going to add to Supernatural is it's going to give the fandom, which is in a large part female-based, it's going to give them an opportunity to feel like they're telling the story, and their opportunity to relate to these characters. And I think that it's going to make them feel more involved, and it's going to get them more excited about the show, if that's humanly possible.
Tonally, how does it compare to Supernatural?
You mean shooting? Tonally.
Yeah,
I think that it's very similar in tone. I wouldn't say that it's a drastic change, other than it literally is coming from a female point of view. But I don't think that in tone it's really significantly changed. The stories are still in the same vein of Supernatural, and so I don't think it's going to be this huge shift for the fans. It's just going to be just slightly heightened,
So we met Patience in episode 3.
Clark Bacco, yes.
What can you tell us? There's one more new character coming. What can you tell us about her, and maybe just tease about the interactions between sort of that core group?
Patience, or...
Well, Patience and Jody and Donna
and the new
and how they'll interact.
Well, Jody, as we know, has kind of been taking in these kind of wayward girls and helping them in a situation where some of them are finding that they're parentless or without leaders in their life, and I think that it's going to be, in a similar sense. My character is there to assist Jody in a way. And Patience, I just watched that episode actually a couple days ago. And Clark Bacco is such a great wonderful actress, and I think the character Patience is the perfect addition because she comes from a different background than a lot of the women. A lot of the women come from, you know, a kind of rougher beginnings, and I think that what's exciting about Patience is that she was raised, you know, a little bit of a higher class. And it'll be exciting to see what that character brings or learns even. And the new character coming in, I don't think that I can say too much about her without giving anything away. So I'm not going to. But she is going to be unlike any of the characters in a really exciting way, and a really a brand new way that has so many opportunities for the actress, for the character, and for all the characters around her.
It's interesting that there's the spin-off is a female spin-off, considering early on in Supernatural,
Yeah.
a lot of the fans didn't accept female characters.
Mm-hmm.
When do you think there was a shift?
Well, I don't know. I wasn't around during that. I heard about this, you know, backlash with the women, but I think it was maybe, I'm suggesting this, that maybe it was a misinterpretation of the female opportunity in the show. The women of, at least the women in the pilot, are not there to solely serve the Winchesters or to just to serve any men. They're there to help others and save themselves. And again, going back to what we were saying before, that's an exciting opportunity for the viewers to see, you know, 6 regular women from all, you know, walks of life learning how to save themselves. They're being their own heroes, right? And so I think now is the time, like I was saying earlier, that a lot of television and movies are kind of discovering that women want to have stories told by women. You know, they want to have their voices heard, and so this is just an opportunity that Supernatural and the CW is giving to all of us as a viewership and a fandom.
So Supernatural is more of a road show. You know, they roll
Yep.
into town, solve
Yep.
a case, roll out. But it sounds like Wayward Sisters is going to be more set in a town.
Mhm.
So is it this idea that all the bad guys are going to converge on the town, or how will that work a little bit?
Well,
From what you know.
from what I know, they do want to centralize it in one spot, and I think that's kind of exciting. I was talking a bit to Kim Rhodes about it. She and I were always just like, and then this will happen, and this will happen. And we think it's kind of exciting to, you know, the people that you can meet in a town, the people that can come to town, that can leave town. I think there's all sorts of opportunities that we didn't get to discover because Supernatural is a road show. But I don't know, I genuinely don't know how they're going to specifically bring in the monsters or fight the monsters in one space. But I think it creates an enormous opportunity to, I don't know, just develop a lot of relationships that will keep the viewers enticed and loyal and, you know, empathetic and emotional about these bonds that will be created and broken inevitably because it takes place in such a small town. So I think it's exciting.
Are you guys anticipating having like some fan favorites come on the spinoff, or?
That's what I've heard. I get no say in the matter, sadly. We have people that we really want to come on the show, which is pretty much everybody you could possibly imagine, just because they're kind of our friends, and we're like, we want to play with them. And there's characters that my character has never and may never meet, like Castiel, like Rowena, Abaddon, all these characters that I'm a big fan of, and obviously a big fan of the actors who play them. So these are characters that I'd like to see on the show. But I think that's what they want. That's what they say they want. That's what I want.
Who's at the top of your list? Like, if you could get one like character from the entire series, like who would you want?
I think it would have to be Castiel. And I've said this before, and I think it'd be just for the pure comedy reasons of just seeing Donna and Castiel trying to communicate. Of just like the idea that Donna would be like, hiya, oh, I like your wings. Gosh, you're cute. And Castiel would be like, and who is this? Who is this person? Just kind of stoic and not understanding how forward Donna is. I think that the contrast of those characters would be just gold.